Greetings to all of you. In today's session, we are going to discuss about Christa, Venkata, Kavitha, Srikrishna ring fusion reaction, where this is the kind of new named reaction which is introduced on the Coumarin thiazole skeletal moiety, and this is also having biological importance and having much more scope to explore in the future research. That's the reason why this is a reaction taken for the explanation for the day. Let me repeat, Christa, Venkata, Kavitha, Srikrishna ring fusion reaction is going to be deliberated here. So in order to explain about that one, first of all, why we are choosing this research, what is the scope of this one, why this coumarin compound is taken. So the research objective is coumarin, where we are having benzene got fused with the pyran ring. Here lactone, cyclic lactone ring is also present in this. It is a kind of fused ring system, and this coumarin is taken as the main objective in this research, where coumarin is having multiple applications in a medicinal field. It might be working like an anticoagulant. Anticoagulant means which used to avoid the clotting of blood. Anti-diabetic means it used to maintain the glycemic index in the human, so that the diabetic mellitus type of conditions can be minimized. Antioxidant, so free radical scavenging mechanism will be there. Anti-inflammatory, any pains or else any kind of swellings are there, they can regulated by means of these coumarin and its medicinal pharmacopoeia. Fluorescent sensors, they're having the light absorbing and fluorescence mechanism, so that fluorescent bulbs and fluorescent sensors can be manufactured in the material chemistry industry by these coumarin moieties. And coumarin is much more familiar with the anti-cancer activity. So many cancer reducing drugs also synthesized by means of coumarin compounds. Anti-neurodegenerative, that means neurological problems also they get curated by means of coumarin related pharmacophores. Antibacterial, used to suppress or else used to completely destroy the bacterial effect on the pathogenic platform. Antifungal, so any fungal diseases are there, they get treated by means of this coumarin. And another antiviral, so any kind of virus can be terminated by means of coumarin and its related drugs. So that coumarin is taken as a research objective, where multiple pharmacological applications we can find for this compound. And another reason to choose coumarin as a research objective, where it is purely of natural origin. It can be, coumarin can be extracted from the nature. Most of the naturally occurring compounds like tonka beans are the first compounds from which coumarin got extracted. Apart from this, so many natural sources available from which coumarin and its related compounds will be extracted, so that it is of mild. It will not cause any kind of toxic impact. Let's go with another kind of explanation why coumarin research was introduced over here. Because so many kind of medicinally significant coumarins are available over here. If you see, this coumarin skeleton is present in carbonic anhydrase inhibitors, aromatase and sulfatase inhibitors. Whatever the inhibitors we are mentioning here, they used to cure the diseases. This is a kind of enzyme inhibition activity. If we are working on this enzyme inhibition activity, simultaneously we will eradicate the kind of diseases, right? So that this is enzyme inhibitory activity like a carbonic anhydrase inhibition, aromatase sulfatase inhibition, cell cycle arrest causing effect, kinase inhibition miscellaneous will be there, HSP90 inhibition will be there, telomerase inhibition will be there, anti-mitotic agent activity will be there, monocarboxylate inhibition activity will be there. So these many kind of multiple varieties of enzyme inhibition activity is available in the pathogens by using coumarin, so that it is having much more attention to explore. right? Along with the coumarin, we already explored another compound called thiazole. Thiazole also incorporated along with the coumarin. So because the thiazole is also having multiple applications like anticonvulsant, that means it is a neurological disorder that can be regulated by thiazole rings, and it is a known compound which is already introduced into the market as the pharmacological agent. In either microbial drugs generally contains this sulfone moiety, which destroy the any kind of pathogens, microorganisms. So antimicrobial activity is also accorded for this thiazole. And anti-gout agent. Gout is the syndrome by mixing the uric acid with the blood is possible, and this is also eradicated. This is also treated by means of this thiazole compound. Fungal diseases can be treated, cured by means of thiazole compound, which is known one. Anti-Parkinson's, it is also neurological disorder. This Parkinson's is a kind of dopamine separation will cause this Parkinson's disease, which can be treated by means of this compound related with the thiazole moiety. And penicillin G. So penicillium is the wonder drug which invented in the field of antibiotic. Antibiotic regarded as any compound extracted from living things and used to destroy another living thing, and it is the kind of invention which made so many diseases to be cured by means of this one, which also composed by this thiazole moiety at its core. In either is anti-cancer. Obviously, heterocyclics are more precious in the cancer treatment, and dasatinib is the most important compound, which is composed by the thiazole ring in it. Apart from this, in either heterocyclics also present, but a significant contribution is given by this thiazole. In either is about anti-inflammatory used to treat the pains. So this is also possible by thiazole. Anti-diabetic activities also. That means the glycemic index can be regulated in the human body, and we can control our sugar levels by means of this a compound having benzofused thiazole over here, so that here medicinal importance of thiazole is also manifested, so that it is also considered for the research exploration over here. Along with them, here another component involved in this named reaction is a pyridine. This pyridine is also well established compound in the chemical laboratory, having familiar effect of fungal used to destroy the fungal diseases, and antioxidant activity will be there. Anti-Parkinson, that used to treat the Parkinson disease. Analgesic activity used to treat the painful disorders in the muscles and also in the any kind of particular organs, so we can reduce the pains. Anti-glycation, again it is a kind of diabetic, used to treat the diabetes. Antibacterial, so used to bacterial diseases, so many breedy bacterial diseases are available that can be treated by means of this pyridine. So that these many kind of applications are recorded for pyridine as well, so that this is also taken as a research objective over there. So all these compounds, one is coumarin, second is thiazole, third is about pyridine. All these compounds are framed in the single reaction framework. All these are taken into the single reaction platform. On the same skeleton, all these are recorded, so that it will be more beneficial to augment the kind of medicinal exploration of the new compound whichever generated in this reaction, right? So, and all these reactants, all these kind of components whichever we mentioned just now, are used to be handled in a smooth manner. All are mild to operate. They are not at all corrosive, not at all toxic, not at all kind of a worse impact creating chemicals, so that we can safely handle all these chemicals in the laboratory for the optimum results of medicinal applications, right? So another concern is about the increased cases of the cancer all across the world, And we are aware that cancer is the second largest dreaded disease, and it is very acute in nature. So many kind of cancers are available over human organisms. So many here cancer might be destroy the cells of brain tumors are available, and neck cancer, throat cancers are there, thyroid cancer will be there, esophagus, which is the food pipe, we can say in general, that also affected, worstly affected by this cancer. Lung cancer will be there, stomach, gastro, liver, bone cancer, liver, pancreatic cancer will be there. Skin also affected worstly by these cancer cells. Colon cancer will be there, and skin cancer, ovarian cancer will be there. These many parts will be vastly affected by the cancer. So that cancer is considered as a dready, second most dready disease all across the world. So that we should take much care about this treating of cancer in order to take in consideration for the cancer treatment drugs. So this research is geared towards this treating of cancer. And in order to synthesize this kind of new compound by framing all coumarin, thiazole, and pyridine in a single framework, we adopted the multi-component reaction. Multi-component means so many compounds added in the single reaction vessel, and this purely accorded with the green reaction pathway. Multi-component reaction management and the green pathway is a kind of methodology we adopted in order to synthesize the compound in the chemical laboratory, so that it will minimize the time of production and also avoid any kind of unsafe handling methods in the laboratory, because purely we are going with the mild reaction conditions. So this is the actual compound what we synthesized in the laboratory is purely novel. Being the starting material itself, it is the novel synthesized in the laboratory by taking the references already existing this kind of acrylonitrile compound on another heterocyclic moieties. But this is a kind of intermediate whichever generated is a purely new compound. So this coumarin combined with the coumarin fused with this thiazole, having this active methylene nitrile. Active methylene nitrile is a new reaction intermediate which was chosen for synthesis of this a novel compound, where this compound is treated with the equimolar ratio of melanonitrile and the aromatic aldehydes in the equal proportions. In the optimum molar ratio was taken for these three components. They got mixed in a green solvent called ethanol, and here the catalyst used is triethylamine in order to augment the rate of the reaction. They were refluxed at their boiling point temperatures for the period of 3 to 5 years. This is a compound generated which is having the framework of coumarin, thiazole, and pyridine in the single reaction skeleton. And moreover, we gone through this aromatic ring. We can replace aromatic ring with the various kind of substitutions, so that in order to get more research auxiliaries, we can say library of compounds are prepared by means of same reaction methodology. Multi-components will be taken. Here only the thing is we are supposed to change this aromatic ring. A simple benzene can be replaced with the substituted kind of compounds, and moreover, instead of benzene, we can take even heterocyclic rings as well, so that we can enhance, we can get the series of compounds over here. These many compounds got synthesized by using the same reaction conditions. So after synthesizing these compounds, they were confirmed with advanced spectroscopic analysis methods, and spectral data revealed this is a compound got finally with the coumarin, thiazole, and pyridine in the single reaction vessel. And moreover, here you can see this is called a ring fusion. Ring fusion means here open chain molecule is there, that is CH2C triple bond N compound is there. By treating with this active methylene compound called malonitrile and aryl aldehyde, so that here ring fusion, that means this will be cyclized and got condensed over here. This is a kind of cyclic compounds we got synthesized, which is called a fusion reaction. And in the same reaction pathway, a library of compounds got synthesized. After synthesizing these compounds, this product further tested for the preliminary activity. Preliminary means initial identification of its research medicinal application, so that molecular docking studies were carried, and this is the compound which found a higher score of docking, that is 56.09 kilocalories per mole of docking score was carried, and this docking studies are carried against the protein called BCL2 saline, and this is a saline of cancer which is treated with the compound, so that we got confirmed it is the compound having medicinal applications. That means a biological activity is available for this compound by taking this experiment preliminary activity testing as advantage. We gone through its IC50 values. The compound was tested for IC50 score. So IC50 is a score which used to confirm its medicinal activity. By this, we confirm that this is a compound having much larger IC50 value, and this is tested against the cancer saline called HEPG2 saline were taken. That means hepatocellular carcinoma. Liver cancer saline was taken as a reference. On this liver cancer, the compound was tested to suppress the growth of that kind of cancer cell growth. So this was a satisfactory result obtained by using the novel compound, and it is very effective against this what liver cancer, so that we got fully satisfied with this biological activity details, IC50 values. More exploration is to be carried for this compound, like clinical trials, and also we will go for the testing and further purification and further augmentation of its results by introducing in either active pharmacophores onto this compound, so that the compound efficiency might increase many folds in the near future. So that part of the research is still pending over here, and this kind of research findings helped to introduce a new kind of compounds into the field of cancer treatment drugs. Along with that, there is a scope to be explored in the near future. The kind of things to be explored are in this compound. We are having nitriles. Nitriles are more susceptible to grow, and a material chemistry. We can synthesize so many kind of materials pertaining this nitrile. Nitriles are more tough materials in plastic industry, and which gives them a unique kind of features in manufacturing of gloves, seals. We can seal with this kind of plastic materials having nitriles in an effective manner, and hoses will be there used to transport the gases, and textile industries and this nitrile kind of compounds plays a vital role. And here is the material called synthetic rubbers, which are very important in the automobile industry and also in the domestic industrial purpose. Plastics are everyday usable materials. In this also we can incorporate these compounds, so that these many applications we can explore in the near future in a material chemistry industry. And moreover, in a medicinal field also they occupied some space because of their unique features. We can establish anti-diabetic drugs by using this kind of unique material, whichever containing there is a blend of so many kind of active pharmacophores, like a Coumarin is a well-established pharmacophore. Here, thiazole is also having already known promising pharmacological activities, and this is a kind of pyridine ring. And nitrile also having the kind of well-known established applications already. And this might be aromatic ring, like a benzene and heterocyclics as well. Any kind of material you can replace, so that we can enhance their biological activities. We can introduce anti-diabetic in the near future, and that might work like a raw material. It can be taken as a starting material in the chemical industry to synthesize so many kind of a set of new compounds over there, so that it is possible to explore this research in the multitudinal pathways, so that new compounds will be introduced in the near future. Another will be antiseptic properties. The compound may use to destroy the pathogen microorganisms like bacteria, virus, fungi, algae, and other protozoans, any kind of pathogens which are causing infections. So antiseptic properties will be present for the newly synthesized compound, and this is a kind of material chemistry application. We can say antifreeze mixture. Antifreeze mixture in the sense, if you are traveling in a vehicle, that might be a kind of four-wheeler, two-wheeler, three-wheeler, any kind. So if you're moving in a very low temperature region, at that instance fuel might solidified, so that the working of combustion process might be slowed down. At that instance we have to mix up with the anti-freezing compounds in order to make fuel in a liquid form, so that this compound whatever newly introduced over here is working like an antifreeze that used to reduce the solidification of the fuel in the combustion engine. So that is also the kind of application we can explore further. And being coumarin is a fluorescent material, it's a kind of coloring matter, and it is sufficiently utilized in the dyes and paints. So many fluorescent colors can be introduced by blending with this coumarin and its related compounds. So dyes and paints, it is conveniently applied over here. And in general, it is a justifiable disinfectant. Infection causing organisms get killed. So disinfectant can be applied on the floor or else any kind of object. Antiseptic can be applied to treat yourself, human organs. To sterilize the human body, we can use antiseptic. To sterilize any kind of equipment, instrument, or else a floor, whatever your surrounding object, that is called disinfectant. In that chemicals also we can apply these newly synthesized compound, and to be explored in the further research platforms will be anti-diabetic, antibacterial activity can be enhanced, can be performed further, and promising antiviral activity will be there for the compound. Anti-cancer, anyway we already gone through this one. We already gone through only hepatic cancer, that means a liver cancer got explored. Further we need to go with the any other dimensions. So many cancers are there in the dimensions, also we have to work on that. Anti-diabetic activity, sugar levels also balanced by means of these compounds, so that anti-diabetic activity of this newly synthesized compound can be explored in the further research. Anti-hepatic, hepatitis is the kind of disorder for the liver. So in that kind of complications also we can work with the newly synthesized compound anti-helminthic. So helminthic is a kind of flat organisms which used to give so many pathogenic diseases. They also treated by means of this newly synthesized compound. So, and these are the kind of explorations we can say called material chemistry. Being coumarin is having fluorescent activity, so that fluorescent dyes, fluorescent light sensors can be synthesized, can be blended with these compounds. And bioimaging. So in the biological organisms, we can take the images in this manner. This fluorescent color used to identify the disorder or defective part, so that bioimaging is also more simple and convenient by means of the compound which have synthesized. This is also the new technology we can adopt in the bioimaging mechanisms. Pesticides, these compounds are already verified, so not exactly the synthesized compound. Earlier, their related analogs are confirmed for their pesticidal activity in the agricultural field, so that we can explore these compounds to kill the insects and pathogens whichever destroying the crop yield. So this pesticide activities also can be further explored for the new compound. And coumarin, its related compound called warfarin already specified and authentic rodenticide over there, so that this compound is also can be taken into this direction to work on like a rodenticide. And coumarin and its related compounds are chemosensors, means because of their fluorescent activity we can sense what kind of chemical reaction is possible, what kind of chemical reagents are present, what kind of chemical active sites are present in the given compound. That sensing technology is also possible, can be introduced for these new compounds. And the last and most significantly, we can synthesize nano-based. We can this new novel compound can be taken on the nanoscale, and that nanoscale plastics are more potential in the field of plastics. We are using plastic everywhere now, so that this is a kind of material which can be introduced into the market with a high efficient advanced applications. So these many kind of exploration standards are available, and already some extent a part of research have been done for the given compound, so that this is of the interesting matter for the new compound. And moreover, whatever compound synthesized which is 100% novel got published in the reputed high impact factor journal called Journal of Heterocyclic Chemistry in 2019, so that it is the authentic work. So this was already established, this was already published over there. And by taking the multi-component reaction purely under green conditions, green reaction pathways, this compound is synthesized and got published in this journal, right? Thank you very much for your patient listening. Hope this research will be taken into the next level in the near future by the aspirated scientists and researchers. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.